This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, ma'am. Again, test. So for those that, if you, I can have your cameras turned on, all the elected officials, board members online, you must have your video on. Roll call, Mayor Adrian Gonzalez from Westaco, Mayor Norma Harlingen, Mayor Garza, Commission, Judge Aurelio Guerra, County, Mr. Jim Darling, Mayor John Cohen from Toronto, he's online. Commissioner David
Here.
Commissioner Eli, Mayor J.R. Mayor Ramiro, Commissioner Betty, Mayor Mike, Mayor Jaime Gonzalez, Mayor Javier, Commissioner Quintana. Thank you, sir.
Present.
Mayor Oscar Montoya. Thank you. Mayor Ambrosio, Commissioner Edward Gonzalez, Mayor Ricardo Rick Guerra, Commissioner Marco Vegas, San Juan, Ms. Veronica ETRGV, Mr. Paul Hernandez, South Texas College. He's the one that's on route. So, Claudia Hernandez, TSTC, Mr. Troy Allen, Mr. Ronald Mills, Mr. Eleazar Garcia, Ms. Ann Cass.
Present.
Thank you. And Ms. Lupita Sanchez Martinez.
Present.
Okay, at this point in time, we don't have quorum. We're missing that one that's en route, so we can continue with the status reports. Yes, invocation and pledge of allegiance. Let us pray. Dear Lord, bless us as we gather here today to conduct business that will affect the citizens of the Rio Grande Valley. Give us the clarity of mind to act in the best interest and not ours. We ask that you bless our speakers and that you bless our time here today. May we grasp those things that you want us to understand, and may our actions and our attitudes please you this day. We pray this in your almighty name, Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move on to item 4,
Item 4C, executive reports. Danny?
Yes, ma'am. Under executive reports, introduction of new staff members. Do we have someone? So as you can see on the screen, Valley Metro, Mr. Tomas Rivera, Mr. Felipe Lopez transferred from admin to Valley Metro, and Mr. Juan Vasquez joined the RGV Emergency Communication District 911. I believe that's it. And so the next item that I have is what requires action, but we can wait on this one. It's the LRGVDC Board of Directors meeting schedule for 2024. So just for your viewing, but we can take this later on as an action item. The other item that I have for you under Director's Report, under updates and regional news, funding opportunities and training. The first slide that we have is the Community Challenge. It's Time Texas. They're kicking off the event. As you can see, it's scheduled. It took place here last year, and it'll be taking place here at this location on Monday, January the 8th, from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. here at the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council main campus, Building B. So for those of you that are interested, that like the challenge, I think last year we had the challenge between City of Harlingen, FAR, and Mission, I believe. And so again, we encourage elected officials to attend, be present. And so I did recommend to these folks that to try to create an event, maybe a small walk around the cul-de-sac here, or maybe a 5K run. I don't know. It depends what they come up with. A light breeze walk, yeah, around the meditation, around the complex. It's a short walk. So again, I highly encourage you to show up. I will send an email after this meeting with the information. And so again, it's for those that are online. Again, you're welcome to attend. You can see the dates and times that it's going to be scheduled. The other item that I have for you under Director's Report is the Texas Broadband Development Office has posted their Texas Digital Opportunities Plan. It's out for public comment. All Texans are not required, but are recommended to provide their opinion. And it's open between November 27th of 2023 and it closes January 5th of 2024. As you can see, we have the barcode there, and as well as the link, broadband4texas.com/DTOP. You can access the actual kit that's available, so you can provide any public comments or go through the process and provide your public comments. We highly encourage you to provide public comment. As you know, broadband is here to stay. If you recall, there was a resolution passed this past election, Proposition 8, I believe, that provides funding for broadband and the digital 911 systems. And so that's your comments are highly valued. So we recommend that you provide as many comments as you can. So I believe that's it. I'll be happy to answer any questions. No.
Yesterday, we had a delegation from the Valley up at the TxDOT Commission meeting. And one of their items at the meeting that was passed by the TxDOT Commission was including the second access to the island as an on-system state road, which means that now it's being able to access state dollars for funding We had been working on the environmental document between the town of South Padre, the county of Cameron, and the Cameron County Regional Mobility Authority. We had come up with the money to start that process. So what that does now is that it allows the state to be able to come in as a partner with the three parties that are already doing this work and move and accelerate this project quicker, further, and allows it the ability to be able to get funded through state dollars as far as construction when it comes to that. The idea there is to not take any of the local dollars that are allocated as they are now to the region, but to allow for state discretionary funding that exists at the commission level to fund the project. So, we had some folks express concerns, well, are you gonna take all our money? Are you gonna do that? No, that's not the idea. The idea is that now we get to access categories and buckets of money that we had not been able to in the past. And as an example, we've had some projects such as the Entertainment Bar that was funded in that manner through the governor's initiative. This one is a governor's initiative project, just the same. So we are really, really, for some of us, we've been waiting 23 years for this to happen. For me in particular, I've been around working on this for 23 years. So it's a fantastic Christmas present for everyone in the valley and for the state of Texas.
Yes. All right. So we don't have any, is there any other, there's no other additional public comment. So maybe we can move on. And who is it that's coming then? I'm sorry?
Mr. Paul Hernandez from,
And on his way, right?
yes.
So maybe we can move on to item 5. I'm sorry, 4B, Health and Human Services, Margarita Lopez.
The 5A, sorry.
4B, no? Oh, yes.
Those are action.
Those are all action items. So item number 5 and 4B under item 5. Yes. Because these are,
Good afternoon, board members, and once again, thank you for the privilege of your time today and through 2023. If you notice my report, it's focused on a small review of what we were able to accomplish during the 2023 year. We did have some challenges and we did overcome some hurdles. We took 2023 with the attitude of enhancing lives and embracing those challenges, right? And we provided a focus on the service delivery and the community engagement and the outreach initiatives, which we thought were going to be extremely important, specifically because a lot of people did not know about our services. And so how can we serve people if they don't know that we exist? And how can they reach out if they don't know we exist? So what we did was we took the year and developed a plan to put the word out there, create awareness, and also enhance the collaborative relationships with other community services out there. And we were able to do this successfully. When it comes to challenges, one of the biggest challenge that we had was overcoming staffing hurdles. A lot of people got used to being home and they did not want to come out to work, especially when we had to provide face-to-face services. And then that face-to-face interaction was another big challenge. I am so happy to say that out of the 28 area agencies on aging in the state of Texas, we are the only one providing full face-to-face services. Every single one of our 31 employees are on site, and we are providing services to the fullest. So that means that my case managers are providing home visits. Our coaches are in the hospitals conducting home visits. We're full service face to face. We are no longer understaffed. We do have 9 vacancies that we'll be filling in between January and February, but our services are out at full, like nothing has happened, right? So not only did we overcome the challenges of the pandemic, we are working as we were before. We do have other platforms to accommodate people who cannot be face to face, but for the most part, if we have to go to their homes, we do so. Okay, now we also were very successful in the clinics that we developed and we offered. We were able to have 6 different topics and successfully hit the ground with those, and now they're here to stay. And those focus on workforce development, financial classes, educating veterans, their families, our care providers, and anyone else in the public that may have had any interest in those clinics. Now, last year, if you all remember, we had our first annual Veteran Festival. And in that one, we had over 200 veterans and over 50 exhibitors. This year, we hosted one in Brownsville. There, we had over 300 veterans, families, and community members, and over 50 exhibitors. And then we had another one that we had not planned for, but was so successful in the execution of that one. That one was in Harlingen. And I want to share with you that the numbers continue to increase. We had over 400 veterans, families, and community members come out. And we had over 60 exhibitors providing resources. I also want you to know that those numbers are increasing because of the outreach activities and those collaborative efforts that we have put together. And I also want you to know that it was over 400 veterans, and we only had a month and a half to plan this event. Thank you, Mayor Sepulveda and the Convention Center. Thank you to the City of Brownsville, who also helped us with the event center, and everyone else who came out to support us and support the community, which only tells us that we've been successful in what we designed to be needed to enhance the lives and to embrace the challenges of our communities. Those numbers continue to increase. So in my book, those are definitely successes to share. Willacy County, we went from 4 contractors that were willing to go to Willacy County to provide services to 14. So we promised in the beginning of the year that we would do everything we could to take our services out there. Our benefit counselors go out. We have a little corner in a pharmacy. We take that little corner. We take any corner that is given to us, but we make sure that we bring the services out. And Willacy County, I'm continuing to work to continue to bring services out there, but that was a big accomplishment to go from 4 contractors willing to serve to 14. Our subrecipients continue to provide services. Our senior centers continue to provide services. Amigos del Valle continues to provide services for the nutrition needs of the community, whether it is home delivered meals or congregate meals. We continue to do that successfully. And for the next year, we'll continue to do the same thing, right? We'll continue to host our clinics, to maintain the staffing to a number that provides, services to the community accordingly, and to continue to enhance everyone's life. So once again, that's what I have. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. Also, we did provide 250 heaters between Brownsville and Harlingen, and we also provided thermometers, scales, blood pressure cuffs, and we took those out there for people who can't make it to our offices and that did not know about our services. So we were also able to enlist people to receive our services. So we'll continue to do that. So, any questions? Thank you. Thank you for your time, and we are committed to continue to do as much as we can. Thanks again, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
I will add, Mayor, if I may, just want to thank Ms. Lopez and her staff for putting on this great event, especially the second Vet Fest, and then in addition, the Veteran Appreciation event. So as you know, we had, obviously this is our second, but last year we had first was obviously a huge success. We had it here. We ran obviously out of room. We didn't have the space available to provide direct services to the veterans, screening and so forth, because that's what they do at those events. And so luckily, we coordinated with our other programs, Mr. Cesar Merla, Ms. Margarita as well, to contact anybody that would want to host us. And so luckily, we got a great response from Cameron County Emergency Management, Brownsville Emergency Management to host that event there. And obviously, through Harlingen, Mayor put us in contact with the convention center, and so we were able to have it there. And so what I'm leaning towards, obviously, we want to have it here centrally located, right, for everybody to come in. But I proposed to the mayor through text, we were thinking about doing a road show of the Veterans Vet Fest. And so gladly she accepted, thought it was a great idea. And so, and I don't know if it will continue. It will continue definitely, but I'm hoping that other cities, can, host these events. So I guess that's my, request to the cities that are willing and able to do so is to contact us if they want to host the next Vet Fest, the third Vet Fest next year in November, late November, because we don't do it all November 11th, Veterans Day. We don't just want to focus on that day. We want to let the veterans know that there's other days besides, November 11th that we think of them and want to provide resources to them. And so obviously we can't have one a month because we don't have the resources, but at least one or two would be ideal. So mayors, judges, commissioners, if you have a space for us free of charge, hopefully, because we don't have funding either to provide, that event. And so we gladly appreciate that you reach out to Margarita, Ms. Lopez, and pitch your idea or your names if you're interested.
I just want to echo everything Manny just said. I highly recommend for everyone to consider hosting one in their community. I don't know how these folks did it, but with your leadership and the staff, it in less than a month and a half to kind of put the word out there. And we had hundreds of families there. There were people lined up for the space heaters, and it was a great event. You had veterans really feeling appreciated, because sometimes I think that, at least in what I've witnessed, is that they feel that we only celebrate them on the holidays. And this is a way to just show our appreciation on a day that is not Veterans Day, and to just celebrate everything that, not just them, but their families as well, because they serve and their families are sacrificing as well. So it was nice to see. I mean, they were having pan dulce, getting their hair cut, getting a Starbucks coffee, really being treated, showing them, the respect that they deserve and the appreciation. And so I thank you for putting that together. And you have a commitment from Harlingen, and we're excited to get it, to have it next year as well. But I'd welcome all the communities to do the same. And if we can help in any way, the city of Harlingen to kind of facilitate, or some of the vendors that were in our community, I'm sure that they would be more than willing to travel to provide those resources as well. So thank you. Kudos. It was an amazing, amazing event. Even hobbling around, I wanted to be out there to make sure to talk to the veterans, and they were very, very pleased and very happy that you were there and thinking of them. So thank you. And of course to Manny as well. Okay, so moving on, we're still no quorum. Okay, so we're going to, I just skipped over item 5A, the program status reports, if we can go back up to.
Melissa Gonzalez, Community Economic Development. Status reports.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I have 4 agenda items, but those we're going to get past that. I'm going to speak briefly about our solid waste project. Our solid waste program will start, the RFAs will go out in January. This is where we're asking for actually applications for anybody who wants to apply for solid waste. So I just kind of want to make sure everybody to keep an eye out for the announcement to go out January of 2024. It'll be open for 30 days with the projects being able to compete for it in March of 2024 and projects getting started in May of 2024. So just remind your people, your staff, your communities to please keep an eye out for our solid waste RFAs and funding opportunities coming out. For our EDA program, I just wanted to, if you read my status report, we did submit our 2024 partnership planning grant application. Had to do one correction on it, but other than that, it kind of went through. So we're just waiting for approval for our fiscal year 2024 EDA partnership planning grants. Under EDA, we've got regional small cities. My very first small cities meeting was in Sullivan City, way out there. And it was really, really nice to see, very much hosted out there. But it's a hybrid meeting. So I'm beginning to think that we need to start going back to in-person meetings. So I'm hoping to be able to do that in the next fiscal year or the calendar year, because it's hard to get, it's actually hard to see people when they're online and who voted for what. So it's hopefully we're going to bring our committee meetings back to in person, if I can get everybody on board for that. Our next regional small cities is scheduled for January 18th, 2024, and it will be hosted here. I will be hosting that one here in Weslaco. So under our community and our CDEF, what we call our Community Economic Development Assistance Fund, I was very proud to host the award ceremony for the Texas Department of Agriculture here in October. It was actually November 3rd, sorry. And we actually were able to bring together the 4 communities that were awarded, which were the cities of Port Isabel, Primera, Los Fresnos, and Rio Hondo. And that those communities received a combine of $1.9 million, 1.949740 for their CDBG non-entitled funds. So that was really, really nice. All right, if you flip the page again under solid waste, there's our announcement. Just wanted to keep up with that. Under water quality, you can see our recyclable, we get out our conserve water, our water efforts out via social media, on our website. We try to get it out on Facebook every month. We went to a recycling event in McAllen. City of McAllen did a great event for Texas Recycle Day. And we'll tell you, kudos to the City of McAllen. Their event was very organized, very easy to go through. For some reason, everybody thought I worked for the City of McAllen because I was getting all the questions, especially where do I get my tree? McAllen was giving out trees, and so I was just like that way. I just kept pointing. So, but it was a lot of fun. It was a beautiful morning to be out there to give out our information, solid waste information, and and remind everybody reduce, reuse, and recycle. It's kind of our message. And then on January, I've been working with got a call from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We will be hosting a meeting with Major Eugene Roberts on January 24th here in our office, in this room, starting at 10 a.m. He really wants to bring our administrators, leaders, our water specialists to speak about the RGV watershed assessment project that they're doing. So we will be sending out an official flyer for everybody to come out and join either virtually or in person. But that would be, if you want to mark your calendars, that's January 24th at 10 a.m. from 10 to 11:30. And it is with the U.S. Corps of Engineers, Major Eugene Roberts. If you've not met him, this is your opportunity to meet him, to see how he is assigned to this area to assist you with your water projects, but especially for the RGV Water Assessment Watershed Project. So at this moment, that's all I have.
Melissa,
Oh, yes.
in regards to that water assessment project that the Army Corps is doing, I would like to remind and inform, some of you may not know, but that's not something that the Army Corps of Engineers just all of a sudden said, oh, we're going to go do this study over there.
Yes.
What occurred was the county of Cameron, the county of Hidalgo, and the county of Willacy came together, and we all put skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We funded, between the 3 counties, $750,000 match, $750,000 match for the program. And that is an ongoing program. cities need to get involved to make sure that any of the issues that occur within your cities in regards to the plan that they're developing can contribute to, you know, please utilize them, take advantage of these meetings that they're going to be having. Open meetings will become the normal for them for the next couple of years. But I want to shout out to Willis and Hidalgo for coming through and, you know, between all three of us being able to come up with a match on a very, very sorely needed plan that hopefully will lead to a number of FEMA projects in the future for this area.
Yes. It's well, on the January 24th is the meeting here with Major Eugene Roberts. That's when he'll be discussing that plan. But Commissioner David is right. If you, he wants information from all cities. They invite all cities to these stakeholder meetings. I actually went to the one in Cameron County, and they really are soliciting information that is pertinent for this assessment for this Rio Grande Valley. And they want everybody to give input, not just from leaders, but they want community members. They want anybody who has information to offer. So again, we will be sending an official invite probably early next week. But I did confirm with Major Roberts and the U.S. Corps January 24th from 10 to 11:30, and it'll be here. Yeah, 10 to 11:30.
And you will not be sent a bill.
No.
We're covering-
This is free of charge.
We're covering in this, at this point.
This is free of charge.
The counties are covering the costs. You know, you can't take care of our backyard and then not worry about who's downstream. So the only way that something can come about is if we're all in the same boat.
That's awesome.
Yes. All
Okay.
right.
Well, now that we have you up here, we're going to try to kind of speed things along now that we do have quorum. We do have some action items for you, Ms. Gonzalez, on item 5A. Item A1, consideration and action to approve the Solid Waste Advisory Committee.
Members, yes. I'm asking for approval to fill our 2 vacant seats, which is the environmental vacancy to be filled by Ms. Marisa Rodriguez. She works with the Texas Children and Nature Network. And then the small city seat to be filled by Mr. Cesar Gutierrez from the city of Palmview. I'm asking for approval for those 2. And once we fill those seats, then I can completely say we have a fully staffed solid waste advisory committee for our council of government.
Wonderful. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Carries. Item 2, consideration action to approve Regional Water Resource Advisory Committee Officer.
At yesterday's RERAC meeting, Mr. Javier Guerrero was nominated for the chair position. He actually accepted and the committee voted him in. So for today, I'm asking for approval for Mr. Javier Guerrero to serve as our chairman for the Regional Water Advisory Committee for the RERAC.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 3, consideration and action to approve nominee Regional Water Resource Advisory Committee nominations for Special Purpose District Drainage for Hidalgo County and Special Purpose District for Irrigation category.
For this one, Mayor, it's only going to be for the drainage for the Hidalgo County. The Special Purpose District, I'm going to make an announcement on that in a minute. Mr. Omar Asaldua Jr., the Assistant District General Manager for Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1, was nominated for this position. He accepted and the committee voted him in. So today I'm asking for approval for Omar Ansaldua to fill the seat for the Special Purpose District Drainage for Hidalgo County.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And item 4, consideration and action to approve service terms of committee members appointed in odd years.
If you look at the last one, there's a list of 8 RERAC members. These were appointed, if you look at the years. Since the RERAC started, there's been no follow through on the reappointments. So today is we're reappointing the odd number years, December 2023, for the next 4 years. And then the even number years will be brought to you on May of 2024 for approval for those. So I'm asking for approval.
there a motion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right, now we're going to move back over to item 2, consideration and action to approve the meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 4A, consideration and action on date and time for the annual report and budget committee meeting. Manny?
Yes, ma'am. For this item, the vice chair typically chairs this meeting. There's no quorum required, so good thing for that. But we typically hold that the second week of January. So the date set I'm proposing is either January 10th or the 11th. And that this is to review the annual report and budget for 2024.
January 10th or the 11th?
Yes, or if anybody wants to recommend, but typically it's the second week, because remember we have the board meeting that same month at the end of the month on the 31st. Wednesday,
The 10th?
the 10th.
Yes, that works better for me as well. I've got travel.
Okay. So January 10th at noon,
Yes, sir.
and lunch will be provided, and everybody's invited. So, and again, there's no quorum required, but highly recommend you attend, because we do go through the budget and programs get to showcase their objectives, goals and objectives for the 2024 year. So last year, I think we only had a total of 3 people attend. And so that's why, I voiced that out. So please make time to attend. It should be brief, quick, get you out of here, feed you, get you out of here as quick as possible.
And you'll send another invite?
Yes, I will be sending out. Anyway.
There a motion to approve the date of January 10th, 2024 at 12 p.m.? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. And B, consideration and action on vacancy of the LRGVDC Executive Committee. Manny?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor, for this item, as you know, our president was Mayor David Suarez. He did not win the re-election, and so that puts a vacancy slot for the president. And so, as you know, back in May, the general membership approved the slate of officers. And if you recall the conversation that took place, Mayor Suarez was the president. Everybody pretty much moved up. Mayor Sepulveda, the first vice president, second vice president, Mayor Garza, secretary was Judge Guerra, treasurer Jim Darling, and immediate past president, if you recall, Mayor Cowan was put in place of that, and Mayor Hernandez from FAR stepped down to allow that to happen. And so technically, going over the bylaws, the official slots that are required would be the first 5. Because to me, I mean, this is just my opinion, my recommendation, we should not put somebody that has not been on the board as immediate past president from the get-go. I think if we either move everybody up and just fill the treasurer position, or the treasurer position would be Mayor Cowan. So basically everybody's moving up a slot, and then wait until we actually have an immediate past president to put him on the list. But technically, based on the bylaws, the only required slots are the 5 slots that are required for the executive committee. The immediate past president obviously is left on there for any updates or any comments, from history from that previous year to provide input or insight on. So I'll open up the floor for discussion to see how you all want to address the current vacancy. My recommendation, and again, I go back to how we do business with with our advisory committees. So if we have a vacancy in the president or the vice chair position, basically the vice president takes on that duty for the remainder of the year, and then the next year, full-fledged takes on the president position for the full year term. That's how we normally do the advisory committees. But for this purpose, is the president, obviously, all our committees are important, but this one much so because it governs the entire region. And so my recommendation would be just as we've done historically, just everybody move up a slot, and then just wait on the immediate past president for now. Yes.
Yes. All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, Manny. Now we're going to move on down to
Public safety, item
public
C.
safety. Yes. And
We have under criminal justice homeland security program, Mr. Cesar Medla will present status report.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, President of the Board, LRGVDC Board, the directors, and LRGVDC staff. Cesar Medla for Criminal Justice Homeland Security. Nothing, no action items on the docket today. Just trying to keep it very simple, very light. On our criminal justice side, we're pretty busy throughout the region, attending multiple events, especially specifically in school safety. That third bullet there, and then we are continuing to host the planning meeting for our conference coming up on May 9th and 10th at South Padre Island. And coming on to the Homeland side, we're a little more busy here because our emergency managers are always busy. So because of their participation with us and us with them, we were able to work with our Health and Human Services Department to make the reality of the Veterans Fest in Brownsville. And we continue to be very integrated with them, especially on the home front side. A lot of changes coming up from the public safety side as well. So we continue to be active throughout the region, specifically in emergency planning. So on our next slide coming up, we have some just the highlighted events that the staff have been attending. This is, of course, throughout the months of October, November, a lot of national night outs, again, increasing community awareness and preparedness procedures. Of course, the second annual Veterans Fest, and then here internally, the staff at my program, we're hosting the first of many internal trainings, so that way the COG as a whole can have a better trained staff going forward into the years to come, especially as the region develops into a more modern and active region. Some final notes, yesterday morning, excuse me, the Public Safety Office of the Governor's Office did push out the request for funding announcements officially for Homeland Security programs and criminal justice programs. Those links can be found on our website on the public safety side for criminal justice and Homeland Security. Later today and tomorrow, I'll be sending out a mass email once again, just to make sure that everyone is aware that these opportunities are existing. Some webinar trainings will be coming up in January and February, and then of course the scoring continues from there. Pending your questions, that is all I have.
any discussion, questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
And moving on.
Yes, the next item is the Regional Police Academy status report are in your tablets. The only, I guess, significant update that I will make is, again, I want to thank the City of Harlingen, particular Harlingen Police Department. We did execute interlocal agreement to have a satellite academy back in Harlingen. So we're working all the fine details that come along with that. And so that way we can have a good coverage within the 3 county areas. The other academies continue ongoing, scheduled to graduate. We do have one current night academy going on here at the Valley Metro that will be coming up for graduation sometime in January. And so that's it for that report. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And the next item would be the Rio Grande Valley Emergency Communication District status report. Mr. Dennis Moreno or Joe Garcia.
Good afternoon, board members. As you can see in your packets, our GIS team has completed our new geo-enabled address ticketing system. Our team members have begun beta testing the system to work out any potential kinks. The launch date for the address ticketing system is estimated in late December. Our IT team is in the final steps of their upgrade project. They are scheduled to finish the last one at our Mission PD PSAP this December as well, at the end of December. They have also completed their fourth quarter maintenance program at each of our 17 PSEPs. Our community engagement team had its busiest quarter, attending several city national night out events, Halloween events, and Christmas events. The team also organized a training course for telecommunicators on disaster planning for public safety PSEPs. This is an ENIS accredited course that centers on how to prepare for and navigate through catastrophic events in case of potential disruption at a PSEP system. Other than that, that's my report. You guys have any questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And item C, Valley Metro Transportation. We have some action items, Mr. Logan.
Good afternoon, board members. Tom Logan. Consideration and action to approve the update to our public transportation agency safety plan. We are required to update the plan annually, and we were requested by FTA to include an appendix to our plan. So we present this item for you for approval.
Is there any discussion?
I don't have any discussion, so move to approve.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can start throwing things.
All right.
Moving on to item 2.
Consideration and action to approve the purchase of bus shelters and associated equipment through the LRGVDC procurement policies. We are recommending that for approval to buy between 10 and 15 bus shelters. These bus shelters will be positioned across our service area, and we'll be reaching out to the cities to see who will be wanting to sponsor. We already have some cities that are interested, but we'll have excess shelters to be placed out there on our service area. We will be following our procurement policies to obtain these bus shelters. We're looking at $365,000 of equipment, basically. That is part of the, yes, the path and then the sidewalk with the ADA ramps, yes.
Do you have a quick question? Do you already have proposed sites selected that you are going to adjust, or you?
We have two
working from a
cities so
blank
far
slate?
that have reached out to us. They're interested, Sullivan City and the Delta area. We have Ed Couch that is interested. So.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And finally, item 3.
Consideration and action to approve purchase of hardware and bus associated equipment through the LRGVDC procurement policy. Basically, we're introducing new technology into our buses and main locations such as terminals and office space. We're going to put monitors that we're going to be able to update remotely from our office. Similar to what you see at the malls, at the food courts, we'll be sending PSAs out there, promoting events for the cities, for agencies. So we're looking forward for that technology to come on board.
Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve, just so you know I'm away, Commissioner.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Are there any additional reports?
Our ridership report and our top reports are included. If there's any questions.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And item D, the MPO status report.
Good afternoon. I'm Luis Diaz, Interim Director for the RGV MPO. I'm just going to give some updates on our current open 5310 program call. And this program it aims to improve mobility for the elderly community as well as people with disabilities. So that program actually closes up next Wednesday, which is mostly geared towards the transit providers. So I wanted to just share that. And also, we're under public involvement for our MTP, which is our 25-year plan for all roadway and mobility projects, and also our 4-year plan, which is our TIP. So we'll be in public involvement all the way through January 11th. We do have a couple of spots already reserved for doing our public involvement. And that would be on December 20th. We're going to be at the McAllen Transit Station doing public involvement there, sharing all the information about the plan and all that's coming. And then we'll be in Brownsville for an event that they're holding called Pancakes with Santa on the 22nd. And then we'll be here at the Ken Jones lobby here on January 9th as well. And that's all we have for the MPO.
Thank you. Is there any new or unfinished business, Commissioner? No? I kind of like the pancakes idea, I'm not gonna lie. It piqued my interest. Okay, well, if we have
I do have,
nobody.
really quick, if you don't mind, just wanted to throw a pitch in. For the next board meeting, obviously, we do have our general membership in January, the 31st. But in addition to that, we're working on a presentation to present to this board on the Regional Transit Authority. I know that's picking up steam through various committees, and now with the second bridge, I think it would be the most opportunistic time to bring it up and to let you know what we discovered based on the current bill in existence. I believe it's SB 71. And so we've dissected that bill, but next month we'll provide you all the details that come along with that. Again, for a regional transit authority or the RGV, instead of having a Valley Metro, we would have overarching authority over transportation to be able to make improvements and get away from those fixed routes and be able to implement different projects throughout the 3-county area. So just hopefully you can attend. Don't miss it. It's quite insightful. So I'm going to be asking my staff and NPO obviously to help out with that, and Tom with Valley Metro.
And that meeting is going to be Wednesday, January 31st at noon. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And that is our meeting. Thank you. We are adjourned.
I'll find out about that.
This conference will now be recorded.